Good evening, Soden Bowl. This is S. Soden with SB Sports Talk Radio. Tonight we're going to go over our kickoff schedule for season number 1 of Madden 19, which coincidentally is our 90th season of Soden Bowl. Can you believe it? We've played 89 Super Bowls, 89 seasons. This will be number 90 for us. So, without further ado, we're going to get into what the launch schedule looks like. I know a lot of guys are asking about it in the chat. We're moving as fast as we can, but we don't want to rush a product for you guys. We want to make sure that EA has the correct patch in place and the rosters look good because, the worst thing I don't want to see happen is we launch this thing and then the rosters get changed drastically, or somebody's player who was a 50 is now a 70, or, the New England Patriots sign Marshall Faulk out of retirement or something like that. But anyways, we're going to get this thing together. We're going to conduct a couple polls in the chat and see when you guys want to start this off. But once we do have the league created, this is what it's going to look like, guys. You can also see this from the website. So our launch schedule. Owners are going to have 24 to 48 hours to come in and accept their invite into the league, create a new coach. So that doesn't mean you're going to use Bill Parcells or anybody like that. You're going to create yourself as the head coach. Once you do that, we're hoping to get all 32 owners in by 24 to 48 hours. If you don't claim your team in 48 hours, I think it's safe to say you're not going to be a member of the league. You're just not active enough. So again, create yourself as a head coach and get ready for step number 2. So once you're in, you may not sign or release any players. You are literally viewing your roster and waiting for everybody to join. Once all 32 owners have joined, we're going to put together a free agent draft, 2 rounds. And it's going to be based off of basically the standings from last year in the NFL. So basic draft without trades, 1 through 32. Every team's going to get to select 2 free agents. If you don't want to select a free agent, you don't have to. You can simply pass. That doesn't mean that, the Titans get 2 more picks because the Saints did only want to pick 1 player. So again, if you don't want to pick, you're simply going to get skipped. Once we do that, then once we complete that, we'll move on to step number 3. Step number 3 is pretty simple. Step number 3, any trades that have been approved and discored, we're going to go ahead and move those trades after the FA draft. So, I know the Jets were pretty active, the Browns. I think the Patriots made a trade. Once we get to that point, move all the trades. The trade console will be unlocked. All 32 teams would have been claimed, so we don't have to worry about CPU teams trying to trade or sign people. Step number 4. Step number 4, we are going to go ahead and advance from week 1 preseason until I think it's either week 3 or week 4 when you can cut down to your 53-man roster. So how this is going to work is we are going to advance in 10-minute intervals. That's going to allow you guys a chance to get in and do your quick training, whatever players you want to have some training with, for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Once we hit that 53-man cut down for the practice squad, we're going to leave it right there for 24 hours. So everybody's going to get a chance to go ahead and cut down to the 53-man roster, and we will advance to the regular season week 1 at 8 p.m. Eastern time the following day. So that means, again, if you couldn't make that, 10-minute advance schedule from 1 to the 53-man roster cutoff, then you're okay because you can do that, when you wake up in the morning or when you come home from work, because, again, we're not going to advance to the regular season until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the next day. Once that day begins, once we've advanced, the season will officially begin. All advances will happen no later than 72 hours and always at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's say we've got all the games played. We can advance, say it's only been 24 or 48 hours. We'll go ahead and move that thing forward. But I don't want to see advances going any longer than 72 hours. So, guys, if you're not getting your games in, you're waiting to the last possible minute to get your game in, and we see a constant pattern of that, then you just may not be right for the league. We'll probably have to find a replacement because 72 hours is a good enough time to get your games in with owners. We don't want any owners that just aren't active in here. Unless you're on vacation or something or you're in the hospital, then we understand. Season schedule. So, again, you may only sign 2 free agents. If you look in the rules, make sure everybody reads the rules, please. Owners may sign no more than 2 free agents per advance. So, guys, don't grab 3, 4 free agents. If you need free agents, if say you had a massacre of injuries, you can apply for a waiver on Discord. Apply for a waiver, state your reason, and we'll go ahead and vote on it. You may be allowed 3, 4, just kind of depends on your situation, but no more than 2 free agents, guys. Broadcast team. We have 4 broadcasters and 2 teams. So we're going to go ahead and select games for each week that we feel are kind of the game of the week. You'll be notified. Let's say your game's being selected for game of the week. That means one of you 2 guys has to broadcast the game. You're going to have to go into your settings before the game. You're going to have to turn off the commentators, and you're going to have to disable your mic. So that way the broadcast team can go ahead and broadcast the game and there's no voice overlay. Your game will be saved on the YouTube channel and on the website as a game of the week. So that's pretty cool stuff right there. You'll be there and kind of enshrined on the website and YouTube forever. Advanced schedule, again, no less than 72 hours and exactly at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the day in advance. Sims and autos. In the event an owner or maybe 2 people couldn't connect in the game, there were no excuses. They simply just didn't play. If you look on the owners list, there's actually a spot with an S highlighted in red font. We're going to keep track of how many times you guys are simmed, autoed, or you just didn't show up. Once you guys hit a number that we feel is inappropriate, you're going to be replaced. Staff members too. Nobody's above this law. You got to play your games, guys. Unless you're in the hospital or vacation or your house blew away like the Wizard of Oz, you're going to need to get your games in, guys. Playoff schedule. This is always a huge, huge concern in the leagues. Playoffs can go smooth. Sometimes they lag behind. Teams that aren't in the playoffs, they start to get a little bit anxious. They want to get in and draft and, pick up free agents. So playoff schedule, guys, here it goes. The playoff advance will advance no less than 48 hours between rounds. So we move the advance up an extra day. If you make the playoffs, we expect you to be very active. Look, you're there, play your game. 48-hour advances, I don't see a problem with that. You can get your game in. Pro Bowl, this is a cool feature. This is a Soden Bowl first. The Pro Bowl this year will be played. We will create the Pro Bowl roster for you. You'll play an offline game with a broadcast team prior to the Super Bowl. Now, the owners playing in the Pro Bowl are going to be selected by the most active, the most sim, and not a playoff team. So those of you guys that missed the playoffs, you have something to look forward to. You can get your game in. You can represent all the other teams in the league that sent some of the best players to the Pro Bowl. You also might get to try out some of the new players that might be entering free agency. So that's kind of a cool feature. The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl will be broadcast by our broadcast team. We're not sure which team it'll be. We may alternate every year. We're not sure. The Super Bowl date or time will be agreed upon with the league to Pro Bowl to be played prior and our broadcast team to create graphics and content for the Super Bowl. So that's a pretty cool feature. So again, that Super Bowl is going to be broadcast. We're going to select the day, the time. It's going to be a pretty cool event. We may have a halftime show. We're not sure. I'm not sure if Seahawks feels like putting on his pom-poms, getting out there and dancing for you guys, but we'll see. Off-season schedule. I know Griggs loves these. Those of you who know Griggs loves to build a team in the off-season. So Griggs, this is for you, bud. The off-season is very easy. Every advance will be conducted 24 hours for each stage. The draft. The draft date will be announced once the off-season has begun. We can't put a date on it right now because we just don't know, what day the Super Bowl is going to be, We may have a couple days in between the Pro Bowl and Super Bowl to go ahead and get the graphics set up. So the draft, we're looking at this. This isn't official yet. What I'd like to do is have the draft broadcast. So we're going to get in, talk about your picks, maybe bring in a few owners and talk about the pick they just made. And it should be a cool event. Prizes. I know this hasn't been announced yet. Some of you guys that are returning from last season, you know about the prizes. You new guys, you may not know about this, but this is a sponsored league. Thanks to GameStop, the Super Bowl winner will receive an Xbox One controller team skin of their choice. So Seahawks, if you win the Super Bowl, you get to pick that Seahawks Xbox One controller with skin on it and sent to you free of charge. And the other sponsor, thanks to Allied Plumbing and Heat LLC, the runner-up will receive a $25 cash deposit deposited into your PayPal or Zelle account. So that's pretty cool. You actually get some cash on that. Now, here's another feature. Donations. So you guys that want to donate $25 to the league, one, that donation will be put into the pool for the end of the season awards. What you also get is every $25 you donate, up to 3, you can only do it 3 times per season. Every $25 you donate, you get to improve one player for each $25 to superstar dev status. So you get to select a player, move them up to superstar for every $25 that you donate. And then again, that prize money goes back into the pool. And at the end of the year, all that donation money that's paid out from all that gets broken down. And we're gonna throw a little bit of a wrench into the system this year. So Super Bowl playoff teams, you'll receive a little bit. Coach of the year sometimes doesn't make it to the playoffs. Coach of the year, you're going to receive something. Sim owner of the year, you're going to receive something. People that are active, you're going to receive something. Another cool feature we're introducing this year is free dev status and small player boosts to your tributes. This is going to be done for owners that are active in the community. We're gonna be talking about in the next week about owners posting their own news stories for their teams. Say the Chargers traded the Broncos a quarterback. You can write a news story. It doesn't have to be something super professional. Write a news story. We'll share it on Twitter. The owners that stay active with that stuff, you're going to be rewarded for it. You're going to see some players, they're not going to be great increases, so you're not going to end up with 99 speed or anything like that. But, you might see some blockers, some linemen getting some pretty cool increases to kind of compensate your activity within the league. Our goal, we don't want a league of all 90 plus players with, every team's got a ton of superstar dev traits. I think that kind of got carried away last year. We had, some teams donating $150 and having half their team with superstar dev status. We don't want that. 3, I think 3 is a good number. No more than 3, and, we'll see how it goes. But for now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate this latest EA patch. We're going to test it. I'd like the league to kick off on the next roster patch. So that should be sometime maybe this weekend or early next week. We'll talk about it in the chat. I don't want to put a firm date on it yet because EA really doesn't put a firm date on their patches. So let's kind of play this thing a little by ear. And once we get this league ready to go, everybody will be tagged. You'll all be private messaged the league name, league password in your team. And then, we'll go ahead and you'll join the league. Just to kind of recap everything here. You'll join the league, create yourself as the head coach, and don't touch anything until all 32 owners have joined the league, and you'll get tagged on the Discord chat, and then you guys will go ahead and complete your trades and so on and so forth, all the way down the list until the Super Bowl is played, and we're drafting again next year. So should go pretty smooth. We have a full league, a lot of new guys in the league, which is cool, and let's just see how it goes, guys. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. You guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.